All right, here we are. Programming basics. Okay, here's the last day of programming basics, everyone. If you've passed your test, it's a really light day for you. You've made it. If you haven't, you're still on the grind, but we believe in you. Okay. And so let's go over the schedule real quick and assess what we have for today. So we're going to go into breakout rooms pretty soon, and I'll have Kyle work with those that are taking the retake of the test or taking it for the first time, just to review any problems that we may have. Okay, the rest of us are going to do a sort of discussion, and then we're going to do like a lab session. We're going to figure out, instead of doing it all at 2 p.m. at the end of the day when we're losing our focus, getting tired, we're going to do it this morning. We're going to try and make GitHub work this morning. And it's going to be really important that we do that this week instead of next week. It can take a couple hours and it can throw off your concentration when you're learning new stuff for WebFun, HTML, and CSS. So you're going to really want to take advantage of this lab time. And if you don't attend this morning's GitHub lab that we'll be installing for everybody, then you'll have a chance this afternoon at 2. Actually at 2:30, because at 2 we have a career guest service session, and it's going to be on another Zoom call. I'm going to link the Zoom call here in the chat right now. Save this for the 2 p.m. session. I'll also link it in the Discord. Okay, the password is code. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and link it now in the Discord. Just have this in mind for the career services at 2 p.m. Okay, so with that being said, I will go ahead and create some breakout rooms so we can take some tests and do this morning session where we install and get GitHub working. I'll explain what it is, why we need it, and we're going to all get it installed together as a group. Okay, so I've just linked the Zoom room for the 2 p.m. career services guest session in the Discord. So it's there and in the Zoom chat. So 2 places there, no excuse to miss it. If you need it again, I'll go ahead and link it to you before we get started. All right, so let's go ahead and separate into groups before we do anything else. So let me go ahead and handle that. Or if Kaya, could you help me with that, please? Enough room for everyone to take a test today. That would be 6 people. I guess 2 rooms for us, for our offices, maybe a lunchroom, and then some extra rooms for people to work in, I guess, when we're hanging out between lectures. Is that?
You got it, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Kaya. Cool. All right. So as soon as we get separated here, we'll go ahead and get started. What I need to do is get an example ready for you guys for Visual Studio. Okay. So bear with us here one moment while we take care of this. All right. Okay, so I have our example ready. Okay. So it's Friday. That means this weekend, no more work, at least for 2 days. Oh, well, we will be opening the at the end of the day, towards the end of the day, you will receive the email for Web Fundamentals, and you'll have access to the content for Web Fundamentals. That includes the schedule. So I would encourage you guys to get on ahead, do some reading before Monday's lecture, so that on Monday we go straight into it with some questions. We're not seeing it for the first time, having to, understand something for the first time. We're already familiar with it, so it should be, it's better to have a boring lecture where you already know everything rather than an overexciting lecture where you're being overwhelmed with tons of new information. And I'm going to go ahead and, well, I don't need to prepare that now. Kaya, just let me know when it's ready and I'll...
It's ready.
Okay. So, for those that are taking the test, go ahead and jump into Kaya's office. Kaya will do some review with you that you need to do before the test. I will go ahead and actually I need to create the test code now, and then I'll provide that to you, Kaya, and you can distribute it to anybody when they're ready. Okay, I'll send it to you on Slack.
Sounds good.
Basics. Okay, Kaya, I just sent it to you on Slack. Oh, she's already gone. She's got it. Okay, everyone, for the rest of us that are here, let's talk a little bit about how we felt this week with everything. Was the information too much, not enough, or just at the right amount where you're challenging yourself every day, learning wise, algorithm wise? How do we feel about this course so far?
I thought I was learning every day.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I definitely felt challenged in some areas, and the material with the practice was beneficial, and just kind of learning how things flow and then how to problem solve. So yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
Okay. Anyone else?
Yeah, I just wanted to say I really like that Algo app and how it goes through the questions with the videos and stuff. I learned a lot through that.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, when I was a student, they didn't have a programming basics course. They just expected us to go through the whole Algo app and be ready to do it at, a certain pace before the first week of WebFun. It's only been 2 months since this has been a required course, and I wish it was required for me, because when I started WebFun, I didn't know how to do a bunch of this JavaScript problems. I was trying to catch up the first couple of days of WebFun. I realized I was making myself go behind, even though I was trying to catch up. And so it was frustrating. I didn't get a good grasp of JavaScript even during the first couple weeks of WebFun, when I should have already understood it or been familiar with it. So it was pretty frustrating, to say the least. Now that you guys have a good grasp, I'll show you guys the WebFun schedule, and I'll show you why we took a whole week to learn it. So you guys still see my screen, right?
Yep.
So Monday, we're learning HTML. Tuesday, we're learning CSS. And then Wednesday, more CSS. Thursday, more CSS. And then on Friday, we do JavaScript. And on Monday, we learn how to connect JavaScript to the HTML and CSS. Those are 2 separate languages. We'll explain what that is next week. But they're just 2 other languages that you need to know in order to start building web pages. So imagine if we did all this week in about one morning, because at 2 p.m. then it would have been a trivia party. So you guys are in luck that you joined the dojo at this time, because it just a 1-hour lecture, it got spread out to be a whole week, and then we test you to make sure you fully understand JavaScript, and that it comes in handy for the rest of the boot camp. You'll be doing JavaScript algorithms for the duration of the boot camp, and you will need to be doing it on your own once you finish the boot camp until you get a job. It's like to sports, algorithms are weightlifting. As soon as if you're doing a sport, you're still doing exercise, but if you're not doing specified training for the problem solving, like weightlifting would be to a sport, then you're going to get out of shape, or at least you're not going to be in the shape that you would be unless you were consistently working out those muscles. So once you're on the job hunt on your own after you graduate, you're going to need to keep up that morning of, well, we'll be starting it next week, where we do a group session each hour. We'll be introducing a new concept, a new coding concept, and then making you use that to solve a problem. You're going to need to keep up that sort of problem-solving consistency workout in your own life in order to be able to pass the job interview. And for your next job, maybe your contract lasts 2-3 years, right? Best case scenario, you're even longer. You don't even have to get a new job. You just stay there. But let's say the first job contract lasts a year or 3. When you apply for a job again, even though you've been doing stuff that's not algorithms, you've been building web pages, you've been connecting different technologies and apps, they're going to test you again on your algorithm ability. Okay. So it's just what weightlifting is to a sport. It's not exactly the sport. It's not exactly related, but it helps. It helps your problem solving skills. And they want to test to see who's like a sports team would test an athlete. They want to see who's in most shape, who's in the best problem solving state of mind. And even if you don't necessarily pass the algorithm test when you're taking an interview, they want to see that you are able to problem solve and talk about your strategies for a solution. So you're writing, you're talking what you're thinking, you're explaining your logic. And even if you don't solve the problem, as long as you're able to show how you think and what you're thinking about, how you're going to try to approach a problem, you may still pass the interview even if you don't solve the problem. Okay, that happened to me in one scenario. I passed the algo interview section and I didn't even solve it. I was just explaining, okay, what if I try this? What if I try this? I'm talking out loud as I'm typing. And that really pushed me through. So I want to pass that advice to you guys, because as soon as, and this is also part of my personal experience, as soon as you stop doing algorithms, even if it's for a month or two, you're going to get out of shape. You're going to forget how to put things together. You're not going to be in the shape you would have been had you kept it up and continued your skill in problem solving. So there are so many different types of algorithms out there. I think there's dozens of them, and you don't know what they're going to throw at you at your first job opportunity. It could be a really easy one. It could be a hard one. So you're just doing what you can, testing yourself at your current ability through different websites, and continuing to push yourself to get better, because they may throw a super hard one at you purposefully, like an impossible one. They want to see how you're going to solve something impossible. How fast can you think within a certain allotted time? Okay, so there is a helpful way if you're getting bored with, not that you would be, but if you're wanting to just study on your own, if you go to the helpful link section of the calendar and you go to this algorithm book, this was written by the founder of the dojo. And so you can, I don't know how many pages is this book. Let's see. Over 200 pages. And it has references to all these types of brain teasers, algorithms. I don't think I'd be able to do this whole book. I'd have to sit down and just focus on this directly. Okay. When you're prepping for an interview, algorithms is not the only thing you're studying. Like a sport, like I said, it's to weightlifting to what the sport is. So if you're just a good weightlifter without knowing, how to run a play in the sport or how to do a certain technique, it's still going to be, you're still going to be unbalanced. You have to do algorithms plus whatever technology you're focusing on to get a job in. So it's both and. So you want to do a little bit of this in the morning, and then we'll get you in the habit of doing it, and you'll know what I mean next week. So we'll be doing group sessions in the morning where we study an algorithm, break out into groups, do some group problem solving, and then for the rest of the day, we're studying whatever technology that we're meant to learn. Okay, so I'm glad you guys find it a challenge. You guys are learning. That's a great attitude to have here. I certainly, when I first started, I didn't get why we were doing algorithms and then building squares on a page, buttons on a page. I couldn't connect the dots. I thought they were so different from each other. Later on, I realized, oh, okay, at the heart of each app, there's some sort of algorithm. If you open the Robinhood app, there's some sort of algorithm in there that shows what numbers go up and down for each type of stock and graph. At a YouTube app, there's an algorithm that shows, based on your preferences and styles of viewing, what other things it should show, etc. So cool. Any other comments by anyone before we jump into the lab section of this lecture? Okay, now let's dive in. So what we want to be able to do today is create a GitHub account and link our GitHub, link our code to that GitHub account. So what is GitHub? It's a place to store your apps, your files, your folders, on like a social media website so that other people can see what you're working on, what you're developing. They can see your progress, they can see your work, they can assess what your abilities are, what your, how often you code, and what type of technologies you work with. Okay, so you're going to need to have this GitHub profile linked to your resume, linked to your LinkedIn, whatever other type of job search site that you use. Okay, it shows that you're a developer. Okay, so here's my profile. And it just, here's just a picture, blurb about myself, blah, blah, blah. And so here on this section, it's not that populated, but if I were to be coding and pushing every day, you would see a lot more green. And the more green you have on here, the better it looks to a recruiter. It shows, okay, every day he's pushing something here to this website so that we can see what he's working on. He's a frequent coder. You can have a list of all your apps on here for people to download. They can download it. They could, make some changes to it. And that would be here in this section called repositories. Your repositories here have all the apps that you've created, and you can start pushing your coding dojo projects that we'll have you working on starting next week to here. And then it will show, okay, this person's working on something, they can build some stuff, they're increasing their skill over time. And as you learn to build stuff on your own, you'll be having it here. If you're working, lots of businesses use this. If they're working on a group project, they need to have multiple people work on a team. The way they share the code is through Git and GitHub. So it's like, the analogy is like a tree and there's multiple branches. Okay, the team leader or project leader would have different programmers working on the same, from like the same trunk, the same main branch that would stem into multiple branches, and then you merge the branches based on what needs to come together based on the different changes. Besides that, GitHub is a place where you can host your code because you can't send certain files through Gmail. If you want to send a large JavaScript file through Gmail to a buddy, Gmail is going to reject it and say, hey, I see that you've zipped up a JavaScript file, but I'm not going to send this because there's going to be too much risk with possible malware that you could have sent through this file. So GitHub is a safe place to load your code, but also beware. If you start downloading other people's projects, they may have some unsafe code that you're downloading into your computer. So be careful what you're downloading as well. But as far as uploading, you should be fine. Sharing to other people, this is the stuff I've worked on. You can download it and see how it works for yourself. You can also use this website as a place to host the code that you would deploy to a domain name. Let's say you bought a domain name, cooldude.com. All right. And if you want to host your project there, then you can do that through having it here on GitHub first. I knew a student at the dojo. He was a cool guy. He was a nice friend. He was so excited about his domain name that he bought. It was called dudeguy.com. And he was just telling me how everyone wants this domain name. I'm like, I don't know anybody that wants that domain name. It makes no sense. Anyways, I don't know what he was trying to sell, but whatever domain name you choose, you can host it from this GitHub. Okay. So let's show you an example of what I mean. Here I have a folder and I have two files. First file is an example.js, and it just has a console log hello world in it. The second file is example.txt, and I just have some text in there, testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, doesn't matter what's in here. What I want to show you is how it gathers these files and pushes it to here, GitHub. So my latest file, my latest repository, that's the technical term. It's a collection of folders. My latest repository that I uploaded, as you can see, is called ACE. Okay. So what I want to do now is show you how, at what point we want to get to by the end of this lecture for everybody. What I want everyone to be doing, to be able to do by the time we're done. So we're gonna, it's not gonna be so much a lecture as I'm giving you these steps. I'm making sure everyone's taking these steps, and then we get to this point. So this is the goal here, all right? That you would have a couple files in a folder, and then you click on this thing here. It says source control. So here's our Explorer. Here's a search for something in our files, a magnifying glass. Below the magnifying glass is this thing that looks like, circles, like branches, like fruits from a branch. When we click on this here, I want us to be able to click here, initialize repository. It's going to show us our files with these green U's. Then we write a message, a commit message. So that message, what a commit message is, something like, imagine a rocket ship. That the initializing is, okay, we got the rocket ship, we put it together. The commit is like saying, okay, countdown, 3, 2, 1. This is our launch to Mars. So first, I'm just gonna say first commit. Okay, this is like the words you say before you lift off. Okay, and then publish branch, that's the liftoff. Then as soon as I click publish, it's gonna ask me whether I want a private or a public repository. I'm gonna say public so you guys can see it. So I'm gonna say public repository. With those few steps, I should be able to then see it on my GitHub profile website. So now if I just refresh it, there it is, GitHub example, updated now. I just did this. So what I want for everybody is to be able to do that. Select a folder, put some files in it, then go through that process, source control, initialize, enter commit message, commit, publish, pick a public, and then that's it. Okay, it used to be a lot more difficult than this. You'd have to open this command line terminal, do a bunch of commands, learn how to do that. They've made it so much easier, so it's much less of a headache. There are multiple ways to push to GitHub, but this method here, the one I just showed you, is what I'm gonna all want us to do. Okay, this way first, easy way first. Okay, so what we need to do first is go to Google and search GitHub. We can just type in github.com. Okay, so we're all doing this now. Go to github.com. Does anyone here already have a GitHub already created? Okay, so then you guys are a little bit ahead.
Yeah.
Have you...
One quick question though. Oh wait, never mind. I'm sorry. Forget I said anything.
Have we all... They went through setting it up. All right, Matt, did they have you push to GitHub as well?
No, they just went through like they just went through the process of like setting up the account and stuff like that, but we didn't download like the application.
Okay, cool. So what we'll do then is get to that point where I just push some code to GitHub. And then once you're able to push to GitHub, instead of uploading a zip for your assignments, you can just provide a GitHub link from now on. So you guys will have that option. When you upload an assignment, it'll say choose file to upload zip, and then right next to it, there's a little bar where you can say, where it says, attached GitHub link. You can attach it there. And that will let you submit your assignment that way. Okay. So
Does it have to be in a public folder to do that, or can you link it?
yeah, it
like,
has to be in a
private folder?
public repository. If it's not in a public repository, we can't see it. If it's
Okay.
private, we can't see it. Yeah. Okay, so create a GitHub account. That's step one. Let me know when you guys get there, when you finish that. All right, so we're all waiting. We're doing this as a group, so don't lag behind. Create a GitHub account. Whatever email address you feel is a good fit for this, create a GitHub account. Type a 1 in the chat once you've already finished that, so I can keep track of everybody here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's all of us. Just checking the names here. Okay, cool. So we've got our GitHub account. The next thing we need to do is link our account to our Visual Studio code. So if I go here, I think I have to sign out in order to show you guys how to do this. But if you link this, I think it's actually on this profile image. Do you guys have a gear or profile image on your bottom left of your Visual Studio? Okay. Now, if you should be able to, what if I sign out? I'm worried I'll lose my progress here. I'll just do it. So if you click the profile image, click sign in to sync settings. And then click sign in with GitHub. Type a 2 in the chat when you've finished that step. Type a 2. Type a 2.
I don't know what I pressed, but now my little gear and guy are gone.
You're ruined forever. Let's share your screen. Okay, close out of Visual Studio. Close the whole window altogether and then reopen the window. Okay, at the bottom left of your screen, I can't see the bottom left because Zoom is blocking it or something. Oh, there it is, that profile image. Do you see it? It's like a pink.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay.
All right. All right. Well, now what do I do?
Click it. Turn on sync settings. Do you see one there? It says GitHub.
Just click the sign in and turn on.
Sign in. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Oh,
And
there we
now
go.
GitHub. Okay, there you go. Authorize. Open. Cool. Sync settings turned on. Now, what's that gear? When you click your gear and it has that one on it, can you show me what that is? Okay, now go to profiles. Right there, profiles, default. Okay, I think that's good. That's good. Leave it there. Okay. So now what we want to do is create a folder and put some files in there. So if you click open and then new folder, the bottom left there, name a folder, test folder, whatever you want to call it. Now open that folder when you click that blue button on the bottom right. Now that you're here, create some, yeah, trust these authors. It's you. You're the author.
All right, all right.
So now create some files in there. Some JavaScript file, example.js, whatever.js. Put some code in there.
Can you go back a second and just say the things we need to click on to get to where Malik is now after we're signed
Yes.
in? I
So
was
once you're signed in,
lagging behind.
create a folder and open that folder with Visual Studio Code. Okay. Malik, let's go. Let's show everyone how we did that. So let's go to the welcome tab at the top left there,
Top left.
where it says welcome next to file.js at the very top middle.
Oh, here.
Where it says welcome. Right.
Oh, it's my Zoom thing's covering it.
Oh, I see. Okay, once we are here in Visual Studio, if you click open, and you click new folder, this is just a way you can create a new folder while you're already in Visual Studio. You can call it a test folder, and then you create it. Then you open it once you create it. It's asking if he wants to save his previous folder. Now Malik is here and he has his folder. He knows he's in his test folder because right there it says test folder 2. Right there. Okay. So now that he's created the test folder 2, he's gonna create some files in there. He's just creating some test files so that when we push it, we see that it's pushed to GitHub. Okay. So I see 4 2s. I should be seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I should see 4 more 2s. Make sure we all created our account and linked it to Visual Studio. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here we go. That's it. All right. Now that we've done it, step 3 is create a folder, put a test file in the folder. Type a 3 in the chat once you've done this. 1, 2.
Can I use an old folder? I'm not seeing how to.
Okay.
New
Well,
folder.
might as
I
well
have-
show you how to do it. It's not necessary we do it. Yeah, you can use a new folder, but let's show you how to do it. So Malik, could you do it one more time for us?
Yep. How do I get this? All right. How do I get this Zoom thing out the way?
Just click and drag it.
Word. All right.
So you click open there, click new folder. In that little pop-up window, name your folder.
See, I don't have an option for new folder. Maybe
All
it's
right.
'cause I'm-
Click welcome.
Yeah, I'm on welcome. Open file.
Yeah, just open.
Yeah, I don't see new folder.
You,
Do you have open folder?
Yeah,
If you do that and then just create a new folder in the pop-up that it gives you, that'll do it too.
open folder. Sure.
okay. If you get
Sorry,
to-
Josh, I just grabbed
it's
through.
all right. No, it's okay. I appreciate you guys helping each other because once you guys move on from my class, you guys will only have each other.
So it says test folder. Like I try to create test folder. Path does not exist. Check
Okay,
it.
let's share your screen, Tillman.
All right.
Okay. Okay, open folder.
Open folder. All right. In here.
Okay, so,
I
click
missed
select
new
folder.
folder up here.
Oh, there it is. New folder. There you go. Yep. Now then, once you do that, select folder,
Okay.
and you're in there. Slight difference for PC.
Yep. All good.
Okay, now that you're there, let's create some files.
Do whatever. Doesn't matter what it is.
No, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Hello. Oh, I thought it said hello, not hello.
That'd be
Okay.
super good with it.
Yeah. Okay. Slight
So
distraction. Anyways, now that we're here, we want to click that icon on the left navigation bar, 2 icons below the file one. So there's going to be the 2 pages that are stacked on each other, the magnifying glass, and then the one that looks like fruits on a branch. It's 3 circles.
source control.
Source control. Okay. Once we click on source control, let's someone share their screen, Malik or Tillman or anybody else. Okay. If we're on an empty a fresh new folder, what we want to do first is click initialize repository. Okay. Once we get through this step, hover over above the commit, that blue commit button where it says message. Right above it. Okay, click there. Now we want to type in a message here. You have to type in a message. So usually the first message you type is first commit. And you can have spaces in there, it's no problem. First commit. Okay.
What's the point of this message?
This every time you make let's say you published your work already to GitHub. Anytime you stage some changes or you make some changes to your app, you want to add a little message here for yourself and for other developers as a note for what these specific changes are about. So if you fixed a bug, if you added a feature, et cetera, et cetera. So the first time you just want to leave a simple message saying first commit. This is my first initial push of your app. This is the, first version. Okay, so that's your first commit. So once you type in that message, now you can click that blue button with the check mark. Okay, and yes, you did it. Save all and commit. Okay, then once you get past this stage, it'll ask you if you want to publish the branch, and go ahead and click that, Malik. All right. Now it's going to ask you, this extension GitHub wants you to sign in using GitHub. Allow. Okay, give it a minute.
Yeah, I'm getting a whole error.
Okay, we'll go switch to your screen. Let's finish Malik's for everyone that's keeping up with Malik, and then any stragglers will figure you out. So now click the authorize. Allow. Open. Okay, now out of those two options that just popped up at the top, click public. Okay, do you see at the bottom open in GitHub? Click that. Okay, there's your file. Do you see test.js? There it is. If you click that now, you should be able to see that console log that you entered. That's going to be the commit message. So that's going to show you a graph, almost like a graph of all the changes. So go back, you clicked the wrong area. So click the test.js itself, that file. That's your file there. And if you go to the top right of this of the GitHub website screen, and you click that, go to your repositories. So you have three now. You have pre-bootcamp public, pre-bootcamp private. So you must have already pushed somehow, but now we got you to set it up. We got you to set it up through Visual Studio. So the latest push you did is a public repository called test folder. Now you can delete this if you want because it doesn't have anything in it. But what I advise now is for every new folder, for every new project we have you do next week, open up that folder, that specific folder, not the folder of folders that has all the projects, but that specific project folder, and then push it this way every single time so that you look like you're having progress on your GitHub. Looks like you're an avid developer. Okay, now for anyone else that got stuck, who else got stuck besides Toman?
I did.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So I had a issue that popped up that said something about the username and the email.
Okay, share your
and
screen. We'll fix that.
I got it fixed. I went to the thing. It said to type in the command log the git config. So I typed that in for my
Okay.
name and my email, and then now I got it. So now
Oh,
I'm at
nice. You figured it out on your own. Genius.
Okay.
Okay.
Help the old guy. So I got the same thing.
Yeah, you might as well share your screen.
Yeah, we are waiting for me to find that button. There it is. It's green. Shows up easy. All right.
Okay. It looks like you already set it up. Okay, so now you can commit and push.
Okay. So the commit and push.
Yeah. So just type in
Oh, I
my
see.
in. So exit out of that, and then go to the terminal.
Here.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then type git git space CONFIG and then
Okay.
hit enter.
All right.
And then hit it again, type in git config.
Hit enter again or just
Nah, not yet. With space, git config. No, you don't hit enter yet. And then space dash dash global space user.name space quotation mark and then enter your name.
Your username, your GitHub username.
And then yep, and then type all that again. Same thing. Instead of user.name, user.email, and then just type your email and it should work. No, you don't need the quotation, I don't think, with the email. And then
try it again.
Yeah.
There's no remotes configured to push to. So instead of commit and push, should I just change it to commit or should I add a remote?
Let's see what this does, because I usually don't see commit and push in the same command. Add a remote
Well-
from GitHub.
Hmm?
Yeah, click that. Add remote from GitHub.
Okay.
Wow. Give it a minute. Hey, Kaya. Okay, I say open. Now, click public. Oh,
Provide a remote name.
yeah, give it a name.
Publish branch.
Publish, yeah. Sign in.
Oh,
Everyone's tends to be a little different. That's why we do a workshop for it. Now, is it opening up a browser window to log into GitHub somewhere?
Did yeah.
Thank you for your help today, Kai. I appreciate it.
You got it. Sorry it took me so long to help them out. I just want to make sure everyone felt
There
ready.
it is.
Cool.
It worked.
Where-
However, there is a error on one of the questions. I'll
Oh.
Slack it to you.
Okay. Okay. So now, Dan, you're all set up.
Yep.
You can see your repository on your account. Who else got stuck?
I don't think I'm seeing mine. Yeah, I hit publish branch.
Oh, Kaya, could you go into sorry to interrupt someone. Could
No,
you go
you're
to
good.
everyone's room and tell them to fix that on the test, to switch that around, or did you already do that?
I didn't. I wasn't sure if it was supposed to be an error. I assumed it was, so I told
Yeah, it's
John.
an error. It's
Okay,
an
cool.
error. It's an infinite loop. If it
You got it. Okay. I will let them know.
Okay, I got it.
Okay. I gotta switch into the room with Kaya pretty soon. Who else is missing it? Okay. Benjamin.
am.
Okay, who else?
It looked like Ethan was having issues in the chat.
Ethan? My
Oh,
VS
hi.
does not
I'm trying to figure out.
Are you on Linux?
No,
No? Okay.
I'm
Let's go
no.
through Benjamin's first and then we'll switch to you. So
Okay, sure.
let me fix this thing for the test because I don't want to stress out the test takers. You guys just stay here and we'll be right back.
Repository. I got it on here. So publish. Push button errors.
Yeah, so
Push.
I think you got to do the same thing that we did with typing in. Here, I'll just type it in the chat. What you got to type. So you have to go to the terminal. And then type that in, and then you type. Well, first you got to type git config, and then you type in that, and then you got to type in this as well.
Click that terminal button down.
Okay. And then git config.
Yep. So yeah, type git config.
Is right here. Or
Yep. Yep. Right there. Delete that first part. So yeah, delete it all the way to global. So you just have git config. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just leave git config, everything after the git config, like the global username, delete that.
Oh, this part.
Yeah, delete that for now. And then yeah, delete all that.
No, actually, I think you can just delete it up to that user. Oh, well, it's fine. All right.
My bad.
It's okay.
Yeah, yep. And then is that a quotation mark?
And then username.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
Not
So
yet.
delete all of that. Just leave
Delete all
git config. And then hit enter. Well, yeah. And then is that a quotation mark or am I tripping?
Yeah, it is. You want me to delete that too?
Yeah.
Do Control C.
Control C.
Yeah. And see, I think you can type in that message without saying git config. Let's just test it out. I'm pretty sure you can. So
Okay.
type in that message that Tillman gave you, and then just delete the username part and the quotations and put your username in there. So just
So the global and then my name.
Yep.
Global.
No. So copy it again, copy and paste it from Tillman's message again.
Copy. I don't think I can paste.
Go into the Zoom chat.
Yeah.
You don't see it anymore?
No, I see it. Oh, there it is.
Okay, now delete your name in quotations in the quotations and type in your username there. And the way this cursor works is the one you're highlighting over, it doesn't delete that, so you have to go on to the right. There you go. Yeah, now put your name in there.
My GitHub username.
Yes, sir.
Does it matter if it's capitalized?
Well, it has to be the way it would be when you log in. So I don't.
So it's B3N3. Basically,
Yeah, might as well be safe and do it exactly that way. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right. Now, press enter. Okay. Now do the same command, except for user.email in your email. You can press the up arrow when you go in there, and it'll Click there. Yeah, click there. Press the up arrow on your keyboard.
Okay.
Yep, and then delete it to the username and put user.email.
Yes.
Okay. And delete the quotes and just put your user email. Delete the quotes.
Oops.
Yeah. The beginning quote as well.
Yep.
Okay, you got it.
Okay.
The enter should be good. And then you should commit from there.
So should I hit publish or commit?
Pretty sure you commit first, right?
Yep. So type in the message in the commit and then press commit for so type in first commit in that message bar above. And then click commit.
Commit.
Okay.
Okay.
It should be asking you if you want to publish the branch. What happened there? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes. Always. Okay. Just cancel. So what I'll ask you to do now is open a brand new folder.
Brand new folder.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so this is where I started the last folder. Okay.
Brand new folder. Yeah.
New folder.
Yep.
Go back to VS Code.
Oh, open that folder. Open that folder now. And you're in VS. You should. Oh, okay. I see what you're doing. Okay. Yeah. Open it in VS Code. Yeah. So file at the top left. File. Top left. Top left. Very top left. Up, 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 left. There. Open folder. Now search that folder you just created. You don't need to save it. It's just leave it alone. Don't save. Okay. Now create a file in here. JavaScript file, console log, hello. Oh, and by the way, Zach, we're gonna need you to send that email again.
What was that?
For the addendum, the enrollment agreement, you sent a PDF, but you just typed your name, so we need your actual signature on there. I'm just letting you know before I forget.
Oh, okay. I'll go look for that.
Okay, we need that pronto. So if you can get on that now, if you're already done.
Okay.
Okay, so now that you've done this, now click that get icon there. Yep, source control. Put in a message. First commit. It's already there.
Okay.
Click commit.
Yeah. Is there a problem with my?
Oh, is this brand new folder in another folder? Yes, it is. So let's create a brand new folder on your desktop. Let's try that, because what we're trying to do now, and the reason it's getting mixed up, is because you're trying to push inside of a folder that's already been pushed. So in your desktop, let's just try to make a new Coding Dojo folder in there, something like.
All right, desktop folder. Folder.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Open that folder.
Folder. Right here. Desktop folder.
Okay. Now let's try it third time. Third attempt. Third time's a charm.
File. Again. Yes.
Okay,
You're gonna
cancel
put it-
cancel out of here. So we're getting mixed up. So the way to create a file inside the folder, so press cancel. The way to create a file inside a folder that you're already working in is by hovering over here. Hover over there. And do you see that icon where it says like a page plus? There, that one. Click that.
Okay.
That will create a file in the folder you're already working in. That you're in that desktop folder. Do you see? So now do example.js, anything.
Okay.
It has to be .js. Is there a
It
dot
is.
in there?
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a dot.
It's just small. I can't see. Okay. So now put in a console log.
All right.
Okay. Now that source control, this is gonna work, I'm sure.
There we
Initialize,
go. Repository.
commit message before you press commit. First commit.
Third commit.
A third commit. Okay, this is the first commit for this push though. Okay, so click it.
Okay.
Now publish,
Publish.
public.
Public. There we go.
Come on.
I guess I'll sign in. Sign in.
Yeah, sign in with
Browser.
browser. Authorize. Awesome.
Oh, cool. So is it on my Git account now?
Now check your check your Visual Studio now. See that the load finished. Open in GitHub. Above, yeah.
Move before I can
Oh, it disappeared? Okay, now go to your GitHub page.
get
Just
Yes,
log into
yeah.
GitHub anywhere. Just go to github.com.
Okay.
Refresh this page.
Yeah. There it is.
There it is.
Is that
So-
inside the public or is that a whole new folder?
Yeah, so what happened was, I guess the pre-boot camp had you guys upload some folders already. And so
Yeah.
when you tried to upload inside of one that's already been uploaded, then it gets mixed up. It doesn't know what to do with it. It's like you're saving inside of a game that's already been saved, and it gets corrupted. So there's your x.js.
Okay. So I guess it's working.
Since you haven't had much progress with any of the projects already, I would just create a new Coding Dojo folder, and every time you want to push, you create a folder, you open up that folder directly, not from the parent folder, the Coding Dojo folder. You go, so I would delete that one, start afresh if you don't have anything in there anyway, right?
This Coding Dojo?
Yeah, do you have
This
much
one,
work?
yeah, this
Oh.
one has all of my assignments and then like all of the yeah, it has a pretty good amount of stuff in there.
Okay. Yeah, I mean
I
this.
can move it all though. I'll just
Well,
move
you
it
know
all.
what? You don't want to push the exam anyway, so you want to take that down. That's not allowed to be up there.
Take the
so-
exam off of it.
Yeah, the exam shouldn't be uploaded. I saw that
Okay.
in your folder for your GitHub.
Oh yeah.
So who else
Okay.
needs help? Ethan, did you get it finished set up?
Not yet.
Okay. Now Ethan, share your screen, and I think that'll be it for this morning's lecture.
Hey, Josh, just real fast.
Appreciate
I
y'all,
don't think I
fellas.
got the DocuSign email. So I'm waiting for them to resend me the DocuSign.
Okay. So that original PDF that you received, there's no way you can access it and then just sign it?
It got sent as a PDF.
Okay. So you just need it to be resent to you, right? The DocuSign?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. All right. So now Ethan. You are on Git's website. We need you to go to GitHub. Did you create a GitHub account?
Yes.
Okay, now open your Visual Studio Code.
And
Okay.
then it told me to download the Git for Mac.
Okay.
And
Do
then
it.
I just click the link to here, and then I don't know which one of these I
That
needed
one,
to
Mac.
download.
Okay. Okay.
I just download one of these, and then it didn't work. So
Okay. Okay, let me think here. Some of them you need to do homebrew. So let me tell you what to do.